There we go. All right, looks like we're all set. So today we're going to be talking about community engagement, and you as our community, we have set up a variety of different ways that we hope you will think about to engage with each other and to engage with us here at System. We have really a framework for how we want to do that, and that is grounded in celebrating excellence and in showcasing that excellence and promoting a culture of engagement. So I am going to grab this URL here. It's just a bit.ly and it's SCOOP with a lowercase o. So that stands for SUNY Community of Online Practitioners. A little easier to remember maybe. So I'll put that here in the chat for us. This is where you can follow along with me on the document that I'm sharing. Okay. At any time, if you have a question, feel free to pop it in the chat. I will try to reserve some time at the end to do that as well. But you can stop me as we go because I may mention an opportunity that you want to know a little bit more about. This is really a broad overview, and so it will be something that I sort of touch on everything just briefly and give you the link to go and learn more. So if there's anything you want explained further, I'd be happy to do that. So starting us off about the community, our community of online practitioners. So this is really the community throughout SUNY, but it also includes members from organizations outside of SUNY. We have a whole category called our Friends of SUNY, and some of you on the call may be part of that community. This is really where we try to bring in experts outside of SUNY to help inform our practices and also showcase the work of our SUNY colleagues outside of our system as well. So it's really a growing community, and we're really proud of some of the work that we have been able to showcase over the many years. What we focus on for our framework is engaging our communities of practice and cultivating that community and recognizing excellence. In order to cultivate community, a couple of things that I'm going to take us through with promoting a culture of engagement is our online teaching fellows program. Our online teaching fellows are exemplar online practitioners in a variety of different roles. And so I'm going to be popping over several different tabs here, but again, they're all on that bit.ly in the chat. Our teaching fellows are anyone from those who are just interested in learning about online enabled education, trying to get their feet wet, figure out if it's right for them, to our more experienced online practitioners who have taught online for a number of years, and moving down to our expert online instructional designers. These are folks who support the faculty teaching role in a variety of ways, and we also include our technologists in that as well. We have teaching exemplar coaches and mentors. These are folks who have experience teaching online, have been doing it for a number of years, and who have said, I would love to be able to help someone else as they are starting their journey. And so these are people who volunteer to coach and mentor others in our community. We have online innovators and researchers. These are the folks who really work on learning more about how people teach and learn in these sort of online environments. And we also have our Friends of SUNY, as I mentioned before. All right, so that is our fellowship. If you come here and you read through these and you see yourself in these roles, you can just click to join here and you can join our community. And some of the benefits of doing that allow for us to target our communications to you if we have resources that we develop or opportunities that we host specific to that fellow role. We love to be able to make sure that you are aware of that. We also leverage our fellows in a variety of ways, as you'll see throughout some of the other things that I'll be sharing with you. Our fellows possess a wealth of knowledge, and we want to make sure that we can connect people to each other across topical areas or across initiatives, and be able to showcase that knowledge across the system. Another way that we promote engagement is with our online mentoring program. The SUNY Online Mentoring Program really focuses on the leaders in online education within our system. And these are those who have volunteered to support others along their journey in a variety of ways. It may just be that they want to lead a community group, discussion group. They might want to lead a webinar. They might want to work with somebody to review their course before it is going to be taught for the first time, for example. So there are a lot of ways that our mentors can really engage with others in the community. And you can see here our mentor network. These are volunteers. They've been categorized by discipline and then by campus. And so you can click on anyone's name here and you can open it and read their profile and find out what they have self-identified as their strengths to be able to help in this role. If you are someone who is part of our community, you are a fellow and you're interested in mentoring, you can just click here to volunteer and there's a brief form and we can get you connected. Another network of value to our community is the Online Teaching Course Reviewer Network. And these are also folks who volunteer their time and have identified themselves as folks who have experience in reviewing online courses. And these people have either conducted reviews as part of the OSCAR process, or they have conducted reviews, some of them through QM or other means. If you're interested in being a member of this list, again, a volunteer button to let us know and we can get you connected. These folks also would have their experience and what courses they are willing to review and what their primary discipline is, so that that can help campuses who might be looking to contract with a course reviewer or set up some sort of reciprocal agreement with them. We do not do the actual review process. We don't set that up. We just provide this network of volunteers who've expressed interest. And then our community can take advantage of that. In addition to, let me pop back over here so some folks can get this document where we're sharing. This bit.ly here is what I'm sharing with you today, and all the tabs are linked on this document. So I'll put it in the chat another time. We've had a lot of people joining since I started, so here it is for you again. There we go. Great. So as I mentioned, we've gone through our fellows program, mentors, and course reviewers. We also have a website called the Online Teaching Hub, and the Online Teaching Hub has a wealth of resources. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. One of the things that we have here on the hub is our guest author posts. We have several members in the community who over the years have said, I have some experience I'd love to share, but maybe aren't interested in leading a webinar or aren't interested in doing this in some other way, like a presentation. So they've written for us guest author blog posts. And we have a variety of them here. You can just scroll through with this bottom toolbar here. And you can learn about incorporating videos into your online course. You can read about others' journey into how they stumbled into online teaching, ways to engage students, and much, much more. So I would encourage you to take a look there for our guest author posts. That's another way that people can engage in our community. You might be someone who's interested in doing that as well, and you can certainly contact us to let us know. We'd be happy to work with you to create a post. We also partner with outside organizations, as I mentioned before. One of them is the University of Central Florida. They've been partners of ours for a long time. We used to actually co-host an online asynchronous course called Blend Kit. And over the years, this has developed into a relationship where we encourage our SUNY community to submit to their annual call for articles to be included in their Teaching Online Pedagogical Repository. And what this is, Topper, is really a database of best practices and strategies that have been contributed by folks internationally. So this is a really wonderful resource. And if you come here and just type in SUNY like I did, you will get all of our SUNY entries. And every year they do a press release on this, and it's a really nice thing to add to your portfolio. So I would encourage you to take a look at that. If you want to be a contributor, you can read more about Topper. Every year we include this as part of our effective practice program, which is where I'll be heading here next. Another thing that we do is, we have many conferences throughout SUNY, and we encourage our folks, our experts, to present at each of these different opportunities. So we have our annual SUNY Online Summit, our Conference on Instruction and Technology, our Technology Conference, and Wizard. And so these links are here for you if you want to learn more about these conferences, when they are, when the call for proposals would be, and so forth. By joining as a fellow, that is another thing that we communicate to you first, is we send out the announcements about all of our call for proposals. So you'll see those posted as well. So I'd like to move a little bit from engagement to how we showcase excellence, because this is one of my favorite areas. People hear me say that all the time, but it truly is. So this is our annual recognition, our effective practices program, where we recognize best practices and strategies in a variety of learning tracks. And we have, so far, we have online teaching and learning practices. We have online course quality practices, online student services and concierge practices, online enrollment and recruitment practices, and then online program partnership practices. And that's really the collaborations and partnerships that are multi-campus. This year, we are adding a track for diversity, equity, and inclusion in online courses and programs. So when that announcement comes out, actually next month is when we start this program, you'll hear about that track as well. Our Effective Practices Award program has, over the years, collected, actually since this has been going on for 7 years, we have collected numerous entries. And so by coming to the site, you can view all of our online effective practices. We've created a repository that's searchable here. So you can search by campus, you can search by award for second place, you can search by year. You can also search by track. So if you just want to see the course quality practices, you can search by that. And this will pull up all of those things. We also have, you can give your entry a star if you're interested. You can leave a comment for the person who submitted the entry. And you also have some contact information for the person who submitted that entry. So this is a really nice sort of warehouse of this collection of effective practices from the past 7 years. We're going to continue to grow and expand this. Another way that we showcase engagement is with our online teaching ambassadors. Our online teaching ambassadors are those champions and cheerleaders on campus who are enthusiastic about online teaching. They're really advocates for this on their campus and across the SUNY community. And these folks are nominated each year by their institution. And they are recognized at our online summit. They each get their own profile page here on our website. So if you come here, you can click on a person and learn more about them. They give a little bit of a testimonial about online teaching. And we also group the cohorts by campus. So for example, if you're from Binghamton and you want to see who your past ambassadors are, you can look back over the years to see who was nominated. Some of you on the call might be some of our current or former ambassadors. And if you are, say hi. And we're glad that you joined us. Our ambassadors are invited during their year to engage in a variety of ways. And one thing that we have been collecting is advice from our ambassadors for those who are new to online teaching. And that's a fun little blog to read or be able to share on your campus as well. If you're interested about learning more about online teaching ambassadors, come on over here and you can learn about this program. Now we'll get into a couple other ways that we showcase their engagement opportunities that help showcase the expertise of our community. And so they really kind of are twofold. One is our online teaching fellow chats. These are a series of webinars where folks will present on a topic, either a topic of their research perhaps, a topic that they are an expert in, And a lot of times this leads to other engagement across the community, because people who join the fellow chat will say, I've been interested in learning more about this topic, and then the connections are made and the networking happens and folks collaborate on projects. And it's just been really nice to watch these sorts of things unfold. You can read about the fellow chat program here. You can submit a proposal for our current season, and you can also view past seasons. We have some of them on our YouTube channel, and I'll share our YouTube channel in a bit, but we also have a couple of the seasons that are more current linked right in here for you. So you can read about the person, and then you can kind of get a recap of their fellow chat along with the recording, which is really nice because we have that whole database too of webinars that we've collected over the years. So that's our fellow chats is one option. Another option, twice a year, we have some national and international events. One is Open Education Week, and that happens every spring. And another is National Distance Learning Week, and that's sponsored by the United States Distance Learning Association. That is in November annually. And this is a collection from last year. So you can see, who presented, what the description was. You can get a recording, it's embedded right there. You can get the slides and the recording from each presenter. We're doing this again this year. We actually just put out a call for proposals for National Distance Learning Week. And we are looking for presenters for that week. We showcase webinars each day. It's generally from about 9 or 10 in the morning until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And it's a time for the community to drop in and learn from their peers about a variety of different topics. So National Distance Learning Week is coming up soon. It is November 8th through 12th this year. So you'll hear more about that in some of our communications that come out. Another way that we like to showcase and recognize our folks is with badges and certificates. But our badging constellation, our digital badges, are a really great way to recognize and support the professional development that folks do. And so when people engage in our community as speakers, as fellow chat presenters, as conference attendees and speakers, we have a whole constellation set up for how to recognize that engagement. We even have badges for our different fellow online SUNY teaching fellow levels. We have course reviewer badges for a number of professional development opportunities. So this might be something you'd be interested in exploring if you are a person who likes to collect badges. And it's a nice little sort of digital way to recognize the competencies associated with the activities that we are recognizing through our badging initiative. Now, let me go back to this document. And again, for anyone who joined a little bit later and maybe didn't get the document, I'm going to post it here again in the chat, and you can follow along. All the links I'm sharing today are in this document, so you can follow along with us there. I wanted to talk a little bit as we get to the end of our time together about ways that we are channels for communication. And so in addition to social media, we have some websites and places where you can really start to plug in or follow us along. And the first one is our SUNYonline.edu. It's just online.suny.edu website. This is a website where you can come and at the top, you can find our webinar collection. We have numerous webinars in these different categories here: accessibility, instruction, leadership. You can see current webinars, and you can also find past recordings. There are so many here to look at, quite a lot here. The other thing you can do on this page is if you scroll down, you can select your role. So many of you, I would assume, would be campus faculty or staff. So if you click on that brick, that brings you into another grid here with categories at the top. This helps get you to all of our resources that many of them that I'm outlining today. There is a community engagement tab. You can see about joining the community, our effective practice awards, and many other things are here. You can also, on the faculty supports page, find several of the opportunities that we have here. Our monthly webinar series focuses on some of these different assets that you see outlined here. So I want to make sure if you're not sure where to go, chances are if you go to online.suny.edu, you can find it here. And if you can't, you can always go to the support page and send us an email, a help email. The other website that I've showcased today is our online teaching site. This is where we have an engage tab, and many of the different engagement opportunities are linked in here for you, like the mentoring, the course reviewer network, the effective practices, teaching fellows, and so forth. So this is a nice site. It has a lot of resources for anyone who teaches online and anyone who supports those who teach online. Many self-paced resources for you, resources based on different fellowship levels. And of course, we still have, our ongoing research. We have a toolkit for IDs, many different resources here. So I would encourage you to check this site out if you're not familiar with it. And we also have an engagement platform. If you're not familiar with Workplace, this is what we've been using as a way to create group spaces for folks to be able to come and collaborate, share resources, access recordings for events, that sort of thing. In Workplace, there is a SUNY Online Teaching group, and you can just you can just search right here. You can search online teaching and find our group, and then just click the button to join. We keep, there are posts in here, we keep files, we have events that are coming up. For example, our fall webinar series that you are joining right now. And we post recordings back in here, we post slides in here. There are a lot of different things. This is also where folks will come to ask questions of others in the community, and then we sort of kind of get to crowdsource answers. The online teaching group is just one of many groups here. You can search for a topic that you might be interested in. And you can see any groups or people who are writing about this sort of thing. So you can see that we have some groups on accessibility. So again, you can just search for a term and see if there's a group that exists for you. Okay. We also have a Twitter account. If you are someone who is on Twitter, we'd love for you to follow SUNY OL. It stands for Online Community. And this is where we will post more publicly anything that is coming up for the community to participate in. We also try to keep on target with any updates from our community campuses or our partners, or any conferences and events that we are having as well. When our ambassadors post a blog, we try to promote that out on Twitter as well, so that can be shared more broadly. And we also have a YouTube channel for all of our recorded videos. We have different playlists for a variety of things that we've done over the years. Our online teaching ambassadors have had an opportunity to be recorded, and they have been interviewed. And so we have a lot of great advice here from our ambassadors, but also advice from other online instructors. We have a series on effective practices. We have a series that follows the OSCAR rubric. If you're not familiar with OSCAR, that is our course quality review rubric. We have fellow chats here. So a lot of different playlists. I would encourage you to come and explore the SUNY Online Teaching YouTube channel. And finally, I'm going to leave us with an assignment. This is our Online Teaching Gazette. This is a curated online magazine, essentially. And so we find articles every month that we share. We curate for the community and we share. And you can come here and subscribe to this newsletter. So that is a nice way for you to be able to.
Right. That's why I didn't remember. I didn't know whether you.
So I would encourage you to, explore these resources. I have shared a lot with you today, and I understand that. It's just really to give you an overview so you can kind of see where you might be able to plug in. So again, I'll put this in the chat for you. So you can come back to this document and you can explore all those links at your leisure, or just the ones that really you might have been interested in. So I appreciate your attention and your time here. I'll look back over the chat, but at this point, I am happy to answer any questions about anything that I shared with you. And you should be able to unmute if you'd like to chat, or you can type in the chat. Sure, any badges, absolutely. So I would say a quick way to kind of get involved with our badging ecosystem, and let me see if I can grab that one real quick. Pull it up so we can look at it. There we go. So with our badges, here's just one look here. You know, the easiest is, you know, if you are a community participant and you have participated in something or led an event, we can do that. The others would be for professional development, and you can take a look on our professional development page and see if there are courses that may be of interest to you. Some of them might be learning about OER, or if you're new to online teaching, we have a self-paced course that you might be interested in. Another one might be to become an OSCAR reviewer, so a course reviewer, following our OSCAR rubric. Those are a couple different ways that you can kind of start by getting engaged. A few of these other ones need nominations, or for example, the effective practices you'd have to submit when we do our call, and then those would get badges. So that might get you started, Jason. So that's a great question, Paul. Can Workplace be used to invite non-SUNY folks to participate? So there are some groups that are set up as open groups, and there are some that are not. So when a group is created, yes, it can be configured to allow outside participation. There are a couple groups that are set up specifically not to be that way, simply because they're work groups, right? And they may be like project work groups. Others would be open. And if you go to Workplace, I believe you can see that. Let me see. Okay, so SUNY announcements, you see where it says open group? Okay, that means that it's SUNY wide. Okay, there is one that I'm not sure which group it would be. Let's see. This says multi-company. That's how you know it's open beyond SUNY, if it says multi-company. So when you're in here and you're looking for groups, you can look for that. If it's open to SUNY, and if it is multi-company, it's beyond SUNY. I hope that helps answer your question, Paul. Other questions? Great. Okay. Well, we're very pleased that you were able to join us. And if you do have questions, I'm just going to type in the chat. You can reach out to me directly. Here's my email. You can reach out to me directly. And then in addition, want to make sure that you know what's coming up in our series. We have our checklist for remote teaching on October 26th coming up. On November 16th, we have a series on supporting online student success. And on December 8th, we have a webinar specifically focused in it's an online self-paced resource for anyone who's interested in teaching online. And for all of these, please be sure to register. That will get you the Zoom link, and it also sends reminders to your email in advance of the session. So there's the registration link for you. And I hope to see you at another event in the future. Thank you all. I'm going to stop recording.